Today, fans around the world were shocked as news spread that Matt Roloff, the well-known patriarch of TLC's popular reality series Little People, Big World, has suffered a major heart attack. Sources say he is currently in critical condition and was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Many viewers who have followed his life for years are now waiting anxiously for updates. For more than 20 years, Matt Roloff has been a central figure on the show. As a co-star and co-producer, he shared the story of his life living with dwarfism while raising his family on their famous farm in Oregon. Over time, audiences watched him grow from a determined dreamer into a successful entrepreneur. Matt is known not only as a television personality, but also as a father of 4 and a businessman. He spent years building the well-known pumpkin patch attractions on the farm, turning it into a popular destination for visitors every fall. Through his work and determination, he inspired many people to believe that challenges can be turned into opportunities. Born in 1961, Matt faced many medical difficulties early in life. He went through several surgeries as a child because of complications related to dwarfism. Despite those obstacles, he continued to chase his dreams and prove that determination matters more than physical limitations. His relationship with his former wife Amy Roloff and their 4 children, Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob, became one of the emotional centers of Little People, Big World. Fans around the world watched the family grow, celebrate milestones, and face personal challenges together. According to eyewitnesses, the medical emergency happened around 9:15 a.m. local time yesterday. Matt was inspecting a new barn structure on the property when he suddenly felt severe chest pain. People nearby said he grabbed his chest and collapsed close to the tractor shed. Those who were present quickly rushed to help him. One witness said Matt had been active earlier in the morning, leading tours and working around the farm. Seeing him collapse was shocking to everyone there. Someone immediately called emergency services. Paramedics arrived within minutes and found Matt unconscious. His heart rhythm was dangerously unstable. Medical workers began CPR on the scene and gave him clot-busting medication before transporting him quickly to Providence, St. Joseph Hospital. Doctors later described the symptoms as a classic heart attack. Matt reportedly experienced crushing chest pain along with sweating and nausea. Emergency crews stabilized him as much as possible during the trip to the hospital and alerted a cardiac catheterization team before arrival. When Matt arrived at the hospital, he was taken directly into the catheterization lab. Doctors discovered that his left anterior descending artery was completely blocked. This artery is often called the widowmaker because blockages there can be extremely dangerous. Surgeons immediately performed an emergency angioplasty procedure and inserted a stent to reopen the artery and restore blood flow. Doctors explained that quick treatment like this can significantly improve survival chances. Medical staff say Matt is now in critical but stable condition in the cardiac intensive care unit. Doctors will continue to monitor him carefully over the next several days. News of the emergency quickly reached Amy Roloff while she was returning from a women's retreat. Reports say she was deeply shocked by the news. Their children, Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob, soon gathered at the hospital to support their father. Family members have been spending time at his bedside and hoping for good news. They have also asked fans to keep Matt in their thoughts and prayers during this difficult moment. Doctors explained that a heart attack occurs when blood flow to the heart muscle becomes blocked, often because of a blood clot. When this happens, the heart muscle does not receive enough oxygen. Symptoms can include chest pressure, shortness of breath, nausea, and cold sweats. Quick medical treatment is very important. Procedures like the one Matt received can restore blood flow and reduce permanent damage to the heart. After angioplasty, patients usually face a long recovery process. Doctors often prescribe medications and recommend lifestyle changes. Cardiac rehabilitation programs may also be suggested to help patients rebuild strength through supervised exercise and education. Health experts say maintaining a healthy diet, staying physically active, and managing stress are important steps for preventing future heart problems. Within hours of the news becoming public, the hashtag #PrayForMattRoloff began trending online. Fans shared stories about how Matt's honesty and openness about dwarfism had helped them feel more confident about their own challenges. Many people posted messages, artwork, and prayers on social media. Supporters also began organizing small fundraising efforts and awareness campaigns related to heart health. Doctors say that tomorrow they will evaluate Matt's heart function using echocardiograms and blood tests. If his condition continues to improve, he could move from the intensive care unit to a step-down unit within 3 to 5 days. Cardiac rehabilitation might begin within 2 weeks, depending on his progress. Recovery after a serious heart attack can take time, sometimes several months before patients fully regain their strength. Several cast members from Little People, Big World have already shared supportive messages. Tori Roloff posted an emotional video asking fans to pray for Matt. Amy Roloff also shared a message expressing hope for his recovery. Matt's son Zach Roloff has reportedly helped organize a charity 5K event in Packwood, Washington to raise awareness about heart health. This has been a very difficult day for the Roloff family and for fans who have followed their story for many years. Matt's situation is reminding many people how fragile life can be and how important community support can be during hard times. In other news related to Matt, he recently lowered the price of entry tickets for events at the farm. The change happened around the same time he reduced the asking price for part of the property from $4 million to about $3.4 million. Visitors who come during pumpkin season can see the animals, enjoy activities on the farm, participate in question and answer sessions with Matt, and take wagon rides around the property. Previously, the ticket price was about $27 in 2022. Matt later reduced the price slightly and also allowed visitors to enter the farm without a wagon ride for about $20. Matt has also been trying to sell a 16-acre portion of the property, which includes the family home and several attractions such as the castle and the western town area. The land was originally listed for sale in May 2022 as part of the larger 109-acre Roloff farm property. Even though his twin sons, Jeremy and Zach, had expressed interest in purchasing the farm, Matt eventually decided to list the property publicly instead. At first, the asking price was about $4 million. Later, by October 2022, Matt began promoting the home as a rental property while continuing to search for buyers. Reports later said that the listing price had been reduced to about $3.4 million. The property remained on the market for months after the first listing. During pumpkin season visits to the farm, Matt also spoke with fans about upcoming plans for the show and the farm. According to people who attended the events, he mentioned that filming for the next season had recently finished. During one gathering, Matt read from his children's book Little Lucy Big Race, which was inspired by the family's farm dog named Lucy. After the reading, he answered questions from fans about the book and the future of Little People, Big World. Many visitors asked about the upcoming season and the future of the family farm. Matt told them that filming had already wrapped for season 25, although he did not reveal many details about what viewers could expect. For now, the main concern for everyone close to Matt is his health and recovery. Fans around the world continue to send supportive messages and hope that the determined farmer and television personality will once again overcome a difficult challenge. The Matt Roloff family has also mentioned that they are not always the first to hear when new episodes of Little People, Big World are scheduled to air. Matt once joked that he sometimes learns about the premiere date by reading news articles before even hearing directly from the production team. During one conversation with fans, Matt explained that his sons Jeremy Roloff and Jacob Roloff would not be appearing on the show anymore. He said both of them chose to step away from the spotlight years ago and focus on their own lives away from television. However, the family has continued to face personal challenges. Matt shared that his son Zach Roloff has been dealing with health struggles following emergency brain surgery earlier in the year. Recovery from the procedure has been ongoing, and the family has remained supportive as Zach focuses on healing. Reports later suggested that Zach and his wife Tori Roloff might not return to the next season of Little People, Big World. Matt mentioned that some of Zach's health challenges related to dwarfism and his recovery would still be part of the storyline in season 25. Matt also answered several questions about construction projects happening around the farm. He explained that he had been living in a one-story house on the property while work continued on his new dream home. According to Matt, once he moves into the new house, Jacob Roloff and his wife Izzy plan to move into the smaller home where he had been living. That one-story house is located between the original family home seen on the show and the new house Matt has been building on the property known as Roloff Farms. At one point, viewers also wondered whether Chris Marek saw Matt as a rival. Chris once visited the farm to ask Matt about the sale of part of the property and how preparations for pumpkin season were going. Amy Roloff had mixed feelings about returning to the farm because part of the land was listed for sale. During the visit, Chris noticed that the property did not have any pending offers posted yet. Matt explained that although some people had shown interest, he did not believe any of the potential buyers were the right fit for the property. Chris asked questions about the sale mainly because he works in the real estate industry and was naturally curious about the process. Matt said he did not mind Chris asking questions and believed his interest was simply professional. At that time, Matt said he was not planning to lower the asking price and wanted to wait and see how the market situation developed. Meanwhile, preparations for pumpkin season were already underway. Every year, Roloff Farms hosts visitors who come to enjoy fall activities. Matt predicted that the season might be slightly quieter because of economic conditions affecting travel and entertainment spending. He also said he was considering offering guided tours again, but possibly with fewer groups than before to keep things simple and manageable. Chris then asked whether Matt would like Amy to help welcome visitors during pumpkin season. Matt responded that he would appreciate Amy being involved and also mentioned that Chris could help lead tours if needed. However, Chris later said he did not feel it was necessary for him to participate unless Matt truly needed the help. Matt believed that family members, including Chris and others close to the farm, would be the best people to guide visitors through the property and share its history. Over time, fans also learned that Matt had difficulty selling the entire farm property. Because of that, he eventually decided to turn part of it into a short-term rental so visitors could stay overnight on the land. Amy later spoke about the idea during a live video on Instagram. She admitted she was not very comfortable with the decision to rent out the property where the family had once lived. She also shared that sometimes she wondered what would have happened if she had taken the opportunity to buy Matt's share of the farmhouse when it was available. At the same time, Karen Chandler shared posts on social media promoting new episodes of Little People, Big World. In one Instagram post, she shared a selfie with Matt and encouraged fans to watch the upcoming season when it premiered. The relationships within the family have sometimes been complicated. In earlier years, there were rumors that Karen and Matt's relationship began before his divorce from Amy was finalized. Amy herself once suggested that there may have been an emotional connection before the marriage ended. Since Matt began his relationship with Karen, his children have sometimes had mixed feelings about the situation. Family disagreements became even more noticeable after Matt decided to sell part of the farm instead of transferring it to his sons. Eventually, Zach and Tori chose to move away from the farm and settle in Battleground, Washington. They said they wanted to focus on raising their children and building their own life there. Even after the move, Matt has tried to maintain contact with them so he can continue spending time with his grandchildren. However, some reports suggest that his relationship with certain family members has remained strained at times. During one moment shown in season 25 of Little People, Big World, Zach appeared uncomfortable discussing the engagement between Matt and Karen. When producers asked how he felt about the news, Zach hesitated and eventually said he did not want to talk about it. Viewers could see that the topic was difficult for him. Zach later admitted that accepting the relationship had been challenging at first. Over time, he said he preferred to focus on his own family and create a peaceful environment for his wife and children. Some fans have also commented that Karen seemed more confident after becoming a regular part of the show. Before her relationship with Matt became public, she had worked behind the scenes managing parts of the farm during pumpkin season. Over the years, many viewers have debated how her influence may have affected Matt's relationships with his children. Opinions among fans have remained divided. Meanwhile, Matt has also spoken openly about the uncertain future of Little People, Big World. In an interview with entertainment reporter Cassie DeLaura from Entertainment Tonight, Matt said the question about whether the show would return for another season was still unclear. He described the possibility of a season 26 as a million-dollar question. According to Matt, some members of the family have expressed interest in moving on to other projects and living more private lives. Even so, Matt compared the show to a small engine that keeps running even when people think it might stop. Over the years, many times it seemed like the series might end, but it somehow continued. Matt admitted that he did not want to promise anything about the future because discussions with the network were still ongoing. However, he also said that the team at TLC had always been supportive of the family. He explained that the network and the production crew regularly check on the family to make sure everyone feels comfortable with how the show continues. For now, Matt said the family is simply taking things slowly and focusing on their personal lives. When Little People, Big World first premiered in 2006, it introduced viewers to Matt, Amy, and their 4 children living together on the farm. The series followed their daily lives, from raising kids to running the pumpkin farm and facing the challenges that came with living in the public eye. Over the years, the show has changed as the children grew up, started families of their own, and moved in different directions. Even with those changes, the story of the Roloff family continues to interest viewers who have followed them since the very beginning. When Little People, Big World first premiered in 2006, viewers were introduced to the everyday lives of Matt Roloff and Amy Roloff along with their 4 children. The show focused on their experiences living on the family farm in Oregon while navigating life with dwarfism and raising a large family. At the time, the concept was different from most reality shows on television. Instead of focusing only on drama, the series highlighted the family's daily routines, challenges, and achievements. Many viewers appreciated how open the Roloffs were about their personal lives and the realities of living with physical differences. Over the years, the show followed many important milestones. Fans watched the children grow from teenagers into adults. There were graduations, weddings, new careers, and eventually the arrival of grandchildren. Each season showed how the family continued adapting as life changed. For Jeremy Roloff and his twin brother Zach Roloff, growing up on camera meant that many important moments in their lives were shared with the public. As adults, both eventually chose to focus more on their own families and personal goals. Jeremy later stepped away from regular appearances on Little People, Big World to pursue other projects. He and his wife built their own life away from the farm and focused on raising their children while working on personal business ventures. Zach continued appearing on the show longer than his brother and became one of the central figures in later seasons. Along with his wife, Tori Roloff, he shared their experiences raising children and balancing family life with the attention that comes from being on television. Another member of the family, Molly Roloff, chose a quieter life away from the spotlight. She pursued her education and career privately, appearing less frequently on the show as the years passed. The youngest son, Jacob Roloff, also stepped away from the series early. He later explained that he wanted to live a more private life without constant filming. While the children moved in different directions, the show continued focusing on the changing relationship between Matt and Amy. After many years of marriage, the couple eventually decided to separate and later divorce. The decision marked one of the most emotional chapters in the history of the show. Despite the difficult situation, both Matt and Amy continued appearing on the program as they built new lives for themselves. Amy later found happiness again after meeting Chris Merrick. Their relationship developed gradually and eventually led to marriage, which viewers saw celebrated on television. Meanwhile, Matt continued his relationship with Karen Chandler, who had previously worked on the farm during pumpkin season events. Their partnership also became part of the storyline in later seasons of the show. One of the biggest ongoing discussions among fans has involved the future of Roloff Farms itself. The property, which became famous through the show, includes multiple attractions such as themed buildings, open fields, and pumpkin patches that draw thousands of visitors each year. For many years, viewers assumed that one of Matt and Amy's sons might eventually take over the farm. However, negotiations between Matt and his sons about purchasing the property did not lead to an agreement. This led to some tension within the family and became a major topic during recent seasons of the show. Eventually, Matt decided to list part of the property for sale. The decision surprised many fans who had imagined the farm staying entirely within the family. Although interest from buyers existed, the property remained on the market for a long time. Because the farm had become such an iconic location through Little People, Big World, many people were curious about what would happen if it were sold. Matt later explored other options such as turning parts of the property into short-term rental spaces so visitors could experience staying on the farm. At the same time, the annual pumpkin season continued to attract visitors. Families from across the region travel to Roloff farms each fall to enjoy wagon rides, farm animals, and seasonal activities. For Matt, the pumpkin season remains one of the most important traditions connected to the farm. Even with the changes in the family and the uncertainty about the property's future, the show has continued to maintain a loyal audience. Fans who began watching in 2006 often say they feel connected to the Roloffs because they have watched the family grow for nearly 2 decades. Another reason for the show's lasting popularity is its message about resilience. Both Matt and Amy have spoken openly about living with dwarfism and the challenges that can come with it. By sharing their experiences on television, they helped many viewers understand those challenges in a more personal way. Many fans